Destiny 2 Best Strand Build Season 22. We are playing Master Content, and we are 23 to 24 levels under leveled. So everything hurts, everything does a lot of damage, everything takes a lot of damage. But if you guys are paying attention from the screen right now, this is free. This build makes high level content literally free. We have unlimited melees, we have unlimited nades, we have unlimited heals, we have team heals, we have really good crowd control, we have really good movement, we have really good super damage. This build has it all. This is definitely my day one build. Definitely gonna be rocking the Monte Carlo, definitely gonna be rocking a 1-2 punch shotgun, and most likely for encounters where I don't need to be doing crazy damage to bosses, most likely I'm gonna be rocking the sword as well. The sword is definitely not a must-have, but I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the gameplay. It definitely makes a lot of content free. Even the tier 3 content from the new season that a lot of people are struggling with, this guy makes it a joke. This build is free 99. Check out the movement right now and master Nightfall content. Just moving around like if it was a whole different game. Just go into a suspend, get another ball, go ahead and melee, grab another ball, go ahead and move to the enemy, go ahead and grab some heals, go ahead and grab some woven mail. We're back into it. Go ahead and go another suspend, go ahead and defeat it, grab another ball that's gonna spawn there, go ahead and move to my teammate. It's a whole different game. Mostly if you're playing like some of the new tier 3 seasonal activities, it makes it so enjoyable, so free. Definitely recommend to try out this Strand build, and I think it's really one of the best ones for higher level content because it has suspend. A lot of people are making the new Strand build and they're not using the suspend, but I believe suspend still is worth it and definitely a must with this build. Another thing that might turn away some of you guys from this build is the grapple grenade, but you always have the option of switching it. But if you guys are paying attention, for example, when we're doing this tier 3 activity right now, it helps so much to travel from side to side of the map, from just getting from one enemy to the other. It helps so much. And just like I explained earlier, if you can grapple onto your tangle, guess what? It's going to give you a free 1-2 punch. You're going to be able to hit your shotgun shot and lead it into another melee, which is going to give you crazy melee damage. So I believe that's enough of me trying to tell you guys the build. Let's go ahead and show you guys how to do this step by step. All right, so talking about the stats, you want to go ahead and aim for 100 resilience first. The next thing you want to go ahead and aim for is 100 strength. And finally, which I really don't think is important unless you miss your grapple, because for the most part, you will always have your grenade like 99% of the time. If you don't miss your grapple, you will have your grenade. So there's no point in building into discipline. So you could build recovery if you really wanted to. But the second that you miss that grapple and now you have to wait for your grenade to recharge, if you don't have it at 100, it is going to take a long time. So that's the only thing or the only reason you would have discipline on this build. Moving on to the armor, the first thing we got is the helmet. And on the helmet, we have 1 hands-on and 2 kinetic siphon. For the arms, we're using the exotic Synthoceps. This is where our melee damage is coming from. As long as we're surrounded, we're going to do more melee damage and more super damage. Moving on to the mods, we have 1 heavy-handed, 1 momentum transfer, and 1 focusing strike. When it goes down to the chest piece, like I always say, these don't matter. These change depending on what activity you're doing, so make sure you change them around. Moving on to the boots, we have 1 recuperation, 1 orbs of restoration, and 1 invigoration. Whenever we pick up orbs, it gives us melee energy. Whenever we pick up orbs, it gives us whatever we're missing. And then whenever we pick up orbs, it replenishes our health. For the class ability, we have 1 Reaper, 1 Outreach, and 1 Utility Kickstart. Moving on to the class ability, we have 1 Reaper, 1 Outreach, and 1 Utility Kickstarter. In terms of artifact, you want to go ahead and mark anything that's in terms of Strand. I didn't use the 1 for Strand weapons because I'm not really going to be using Strand weapons, at least for the most part. But definitely want to get these 3 right here for sure. And then for the most part, in terms of the build is optional. But these 3 right here will help you do damage to champions, will help you get back your Strand abilities even faster. Moving on to the actual subclass itself. These are it. I like to use the small shield. I like to use the strafe lift. Of course, you want to use the dash melee, which is our only melee. And then here's optional. Like I said, if you really feel like you're not good with the grapple grenade, you don't want to be moving around, you don't need the moving around, you might be useful with more suspending, spending grenades, suspending enemies, then definitely don't be scared to switch it up. But at least like I did with my initial video with Strand, and just like now I'm doing again with the second video of Strand, it's just For me, I'm going to be using the grapple, but again, like if it gets really hard for Grandmaster content or stuff like that, we'll put out the shackle grenades. In terms of aspects, of course, we're going to be using the new one, which is Banner of War. And I know a lot of people are not using the suspend, but even after the nerf, suspend is so nice, mostly if you can get it really consistent, which this build allows it to get suspend pretty consistent. So it really helps with crowd control. Some of those enemies that just coming at you and you need to slow them down, those ogres, those knights, those tanky enemies that you just need a little bit of a break, that's where suspend comes in really handy. And since we have a lot of it, it's going to be there pretty consistent. In terms of fragment, we are using Thread of Wisdom, Thread of Wording, Thread of Mind, and Thread of Continuity. If you notice, 3 of them are specifically there just to help with our suspend, make orbs, get our suspend back, and get a lot of our abilities back because it's chaining off of the orbs. And the final one is whenever you pick up orbs, you're going to get woven mail. So it's really useful for the 60% damage reduction. In terms of these, I really wouldn't change anything at all. Literally, I double checked, triple checked. This is the way for me for this specific Strand build and probably for the coming of the season. In terms of weapons, I'm using the Monte Carlo. I'm using the Xenoclast, I guess, Xenoclast. And then we're using the other half. Other half is there really for movement. If you notice, I don't really use it too much. The Xenoclast is there because it's arc, and a lot of the stuff this season is arc and strand, so it gives me that extra damage. It has Grave Robber, it has 1-2 punch, but you could use almost anything that has 1-2 punch. And finally, the Monte Carlo, which is like free this season. Everybody has it, and it has the catalyst, so it helps you keep your melee consistently full whenever you really need it. But anyways, guys, this is gonna be really it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I'll see you guys later. Peace.